Aquarius, you are represented by the Hanged Man and the Lover's card. So for some of you, there's a strong tie to a Gemini person. Now, you may be waiting to make an important decision. You may be waiting on a partnership. You may be changing your mind about a partnership, or somebody is trying to change your mind about something. But things are in limbo. Nothing really is moving forward, and it may be an agonizing wait. So you're at a crossroads where you're having to make an important decision or choice. This may be about a romantic meeting. It could be, two options that have very different consequences, two opportunities. Maybe you're having to make a decision between two people. So you are taking on a fresh perspective about something. And again, this could be a period of enlightenment for you where you're gaining some understanding. You're taking a fresh angle with regard to something. And you may have to look at it and reevaluate it because of some past disappointment. It could be that there have been some issues of betrayal, loss. It could be some form of deceit. It could be where you have made some questionable choices yourself, some self-undoing, where you have self-sabotaged. So you are looking at perhaps where you've been making some sacrifices or where there's a need to. It could be that you need to make a sacrifice because it's better for the common good. It's better for you and your partner. Or you have to look at where you've been making choices to sacrifice and you haven't been getting anything out of it. You've been wearing some rose-colored glasses and you have been betraying yourself in some way and making some sacrifices where you don't get anything in return. Now, the Lover's card says in some cases it could be there's a third party that's interfering and you're disappointed about that. Or your partner is. But there is a choice to be made, and you may be disappointed about your standing in connection to other people, getting the recognition. Maybe you're disappointed because you acted blindly in love. So you're making a choice, and it could be that people are trying to connect to you. Maybe you're very popular right now, and people are trying to connect to you, but they're also getting in the way of your larger objective. And you may be disappointed at how you've been bending over backwards or accommodating others, or maybe somebody's too jealous, or you have been a projection of yourself, what somebody thought you should be, or the ideal person, or your partner has been doing that, and you're recognizing there's no merit in it. You're not getting anything out of it. And it could also be where you're having to look at your use of your charisma, your personal charm. You may have a way with words. You may have the ability to manipulate others, and you're doing that at your disposal when it serves your purpose or your partner is. So you're waiting to make an important decision or choice that has some consequence to it. And it may have to do with a breakthrough of some sort. There's some control issues at play. Maybe somebody's being very domineering or aggressive or excessively demanding. It could be that, again, sacrifice is a real theme and that somebody has been taking on most of the responsibility in the relationship. Or maybe you're trying to gain mastery over your feelings. You're trying to get some self-mastery where you have been disappointed or you made the wrong choices. But there is a breakthrough, some sudden inspiration or some insight that you gain. Perhaps something takes off. Maybe you're waiting for something and there's some unexpected news or a visitor. But you also have to be careful, of being impulsive. This is about self-mastery and maybe bringing harm to yourself or sabotaging yourself through some kind of impulsive behavior. Now, the romance is characterized by the Three of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So you may be connecting with other people. Now, you have the Lovers, and so there could be two people. and then a third party interjects. So you are sharing your feelings, and perhaps you are sharing the truth, or you're forced to share your feelings, or you are, end up in an argument, a confrontation. Now, positively, there are plenty of opportunities for you to socialize. Maybe you're connecting with friends. Maybe you're going out. Maybe you're sharing your feelings with your partner. You're putting things out on the table. Maybe, it's about some disappointments that happened in the past, and you're going over some things. So there are plenty of opportunities for you to connect, to be socially engaged, for you to, maybe there's some issues connected to healing or your sense of abundance, your sense of prosperity, your connection to other people. And this is a period where you're going to have to sort out the truth, because there could be some gossip, some rumors, some embellishment of the truth, some exaggeration. And you're going to have to determine whether what you're being told is valid. And you're going to have to distance yourself from your emotions in order to make that judgment call. This is about dealing with the truth. Now, in some cases, maybe there have been some control issues, and maybe you're seeking some legal remedies. You may be involved with an attorney or some legal administrators. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who's very dominating or aggressive. It could be, you've been in some kind of struggle. For some of you, maybe this is a health issue and you're dealing with somebody who is a surgeon or a specialist. But in most cases, this is about your romance, where somebody may be exploiting, maybe somebody's a victim, or somebody is simply, speaking truth. You're gaining some clarity. And for some of you, this may be seeking your freedom or trying to apply your will, but you're entering a new cycle. And you're gaining more understanding of yourself and your partner. And part of it may be trying to empower yourself. And you may be trying to force an idea, or your partner is. This is having faith in what's being shared. Now, negatively, maybe, there's a refusal to accept a new idea. Somebody's trying to change your mind, or maybe there's a lull. You may need to have a fresh outlook about something. Maybe you're worrying, or you are overthinking something, or somebody is abusing their power, they're insensitive. Now, positively, you may be going out on a date, and there could be some stimulating conversation. Maybe, your partner is introducing some new ideas or concepts, or vice versa. So you are changing the way you communicate, the way you think, and the way you relate for better. This is something new, something different. And it could be that maybe there's been a lull to make a decision because, both of you have an attraction to one another, and yet you're waiting for the other person to make that choice or the decision or the first move. And maybe you are looking at your social and romantic connections, and you're realizing what is missing, what the missing element or factor is as far as your romantic or social life. And there's also the possibility of winning or losing more than you expect. So something is at stake for you. Now, negatively, maybe there's a breakdown in communication, or somebody's withholding their affection. Maybe they're mean-spirited and they're saying nasty things. Again, you could be overanalyzing something until you are under a great amount of stress. And so you may feel pressured to do something. Maybe somebody is saying that, especially if there's a third party, somebody is accusing the other person of misrepresenting or perhaps misinterpreting what's been said. So this is a period where you get to gain some clarity through sharing your feelings, and you get to understand where each of you stands. And for some of you, again, this is going to bring about some kind of insight or clarity. And it may have to do with reconciling. Maybe reconciling an argument or coming together for a legal situation or to get the truth. You are reconciling, and part of the process in gaining truth is recognizing your own inner beauty. You may be sharing your feelings about the beauty or appreciation of another person, or recognizing your own beauty. This may be about taking care of yourself. And you may be making peace with your partner to reconcile some past hurts. Maybe you're going to reconnect with somebody you previously separated from, or maybe you're working your issues out together. And perhaps you're doing this through counseling or therapy, and maybe that's the third party. Maybe you're going to make up after a breakup. But for some of you, you're sharing your feelings about reconciling, and maybe there's some twisted logic. Again, overthinking something or a decision that goes against you, or there's been some injustice. Somebody's not regarding the feelings of the other person. And you're going to have to recognize, again, your own beauty. You're going to have to take care of yourself. Now, why is this occurring?